You want to live lives that are consequential and discharge your efforts in such a way as to benefit persons you care about. I can tell you with confidence that there are few things you could do in life that will allow you to achieve all three of those things that come anywhere close to the practice of economics.
Keeping in mind how few diverse perspectives there are contributing to the field of economics, the Becker Friedman Institute launched the Expanding Diversity in Economics Summer Institute. We attract exceptional students from colleges and universities across the country. We were able to get them excited about economics by exposing them to some of the most innovative faculty in the field.
The kinds of questions that people ask depend on their own perspectives, and the frames of reference that they bring to answering those questions really depends on their own personal experiences. And so what the Expanding Diversity in Economics program tries to do is change the economics profession and change who's in it.
Coming into this program, I've been exposed to research. I've been exposed to professors like Stephen Levitt, John List, to name a few. And it has been a really influential journey for me. Looking at what research can do for the community has been the most interesting part.
I really do look forward to being able to make these connections now and having access to resources that I wouldn't have if I had not been in this program.
I was exposed to all of the top minds at UChicago and across the United States in research and economics. And I took a lot of what I learned in those 3 weeks into my classes.
Going to big business places like Northern Trust, that was definitely like a key takeaway for me, and I learned things that I didn't even know existed and how much a support system there actually is if you want to pursue a degree in economics.
I came here, I sat down at a desk, they put this data in front of me, I was looking at all the work they'd already done, and I had this moment where I was like, can I do this? This is a lot. Now I sit down in the front of the same desk, the same data, but it makes perfect sense to me. I definitely have grown so much in just the economic skills I have and also my interests.
One of our goals is to try to get people excited about economics and bringing them to campus and exposing them to faculty and showing how the research that is being done is both exciting and directly relevant to their lives, and we're hoping that excitement carries over when they go back to their own college and they start taking courses to major in economics and then maybe consider careers in economics after that. And I think that's what we're really after.
Economists in the government. If you wanted to get into policy, advising, or government, or even government services, I have a couple thoughts.
Understanding what real facts are and where the truths are and what the data says is just the most important thing that we can do. And economics really gives you the ability to do that.
I co-taught a course with 2 other instructors. I found the students to be, very engaged, and they were, willing to push themselves. I would teach them about a topic or a research question or a paper that was of interest. And I think some of the most exciting parts were when students could take that lesson and then apply it to a different setting. And so that was kind of one of the main goals, to get them to think about questions that they already have and what economics and the tools that we teach, how those could be used to answer interesting questions.
I did read your profiles at the beginning, and I knew you were impressive, but I'm really impressed with the class. You really do get energized by a group that is both smart and energetic.
You're an elite group of highly successful people. Really, honestly, you guys are the future.
We can all make a difference. The kind of leadership you guys have, the kind of leaders you guys are, you can make a difference around these issues by pushing.
The credibility of our profession rests on changing. We must bring in new voices. We must bring in new sources of ideas.
There's so many more years of cohorts, so many more years of people being brought into this field that probably we're never going to be introduced to it without this program.
We had a class of 40 every year. In 2 years, it's 80. 3 years, it's 120. And in a decade, it's 400. And the idea that there could be 400 people who were not going to be on the path to potentially become an economist, but now could be because this program convinced us that this was something we had to do. Our hope is that new questions will be asked that weren't being asked before, and as a consequence, answers are being developed to ultimately make this a better world.